Welcome back to my channel. I go by the name of Bree if you are new here. And so in today's video, I just want to talk about with you guys some hard lessons that I learned in my 20s. And this may help somebody, especially if you are in your early 20s, in your late 20s, in your teenage years. These are probably some things that if I had the right guidance, if I had the proper guidance, if I had people around me guiding me in the right direction, I probably would have learned at a younger age. But unfortunately, I did not get to experience that. Some people are able to experience that. So this is for someone who isn't able to experience this, or they're not taking it in from, their elders, whatever the case may be. This is something that can really help you. A disclaimer, yes, I did take my braids out. They were getting on my nerves. I'm not a weave girl. I don't wear weave all the time, so I definitely had to take the braids out as soon as possible. So let's just get straight into the video. And I took some notes when it came to this topic, simply because it was a lot of stuff. And I was like, I feel like I need to share this with somebody. I feel like these are some things that may help somebody in their early 20s. These are some things that may help somebody even if you're not in your 20s. These are just some things that I learned in my 20s. I just had a birthday. So I just turned 30. Yeah. I just turned 30. I'm not sad about it, not upset about it. But I do feel like a lot of this stuff I'm about to tell you were just growing pains, or they were just hard lessons. And one of the first things that I learned in my 20s, y'all, was follow your first mind. The reason why I say I learned this was because every time I listened to someone else, it didn't work out for me. It was like God was already talking to me, instilling certain things into me. And instead of listening to myself, and instead of listening to my mind, instead of listening to my intuition, instead of listening to the relationship that I had with the Most High, I listened to other people. So that was something that I had a hard time grasping throughout my 20s. Seriously, y'all, like seriously. I just recently had an accident back in March, where I came off of a horse, broke my wrist. But the crazy thing about it is, before this happened, my first mind had already told me not to ride that day. My first mind had already said, even the horse was like, hey, we're not doing this today. So that was one of the, hi, thank you guys for joining the chats. I appreciate, look, I get so excited when people be coming in here, because I haven't been on here in about 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. But I definitely want to start getting back on YouTube, because this is my passion. I do have a passion to speak to people. I do have a passion to help people learn things. So again, I'm going to stay out of the comments for now. Thank you guys for joining the live. If these things benefit you, you can take heed to them. If they don't, then let it fly. That's all I say. If it applies, cool. If it don't, let it fly. Take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you so much. Hairstyle nice. Thank you so much. I had some braids in, but I took them out. They were getting on my nerves. So again, the first thing I said was follow your mind. Always, if something's telling you not to do something, go with your mind. Unless you are a person that does not trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, it's going to be easier for you to listen to other people. Honestly, I feel like I 95% trust myself. The other 5%, it draws me to listen to other people. So that was something that I learned the hard way. Every time I listened to somebody else, I remember I was dating this guy, and I had a car. My name is Amber. I remember I was dating this guy, and I had a car, and my car was not, to somebody else, it probably wasn't the best car. But to me, it was a decent car. It was drivable. It was operable. The guy told me to sell the car. He told me to sell the car, go get another car. This is just an example of some hard lessons that I learned in my 20s. He told me to sell the car, go get another car. Me, listening to myself, I would have never sold that car, because I wound up in a car payment I just winded up in a sticky situation. I had to like kind of get a car, as soon as possible because I ended up I ended up without transportation. So that was something I learned. This is just another example of me earning. I say earning. Me, don't speak too much. Tell simple. Well, sweetheart, this is your opportunity to go to another live. If you don't like the way I'm speaking, if you don't like what I'm talking about, if you feel like I'm talking too much, this is your opportunity to go to another live. This is my platform. I can speak how I want to speak on my platform. If it's too much for you, the easiest thing for you to do is get off. That's it. That's all. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Another lesson that I learned in my 20s was walk away the first time. If you don't like the results you are getting, walk away. I don't care if it's a job. I don't care if it's a person. Walk away. Don't keep giving people chances to freak you over. I'm not going to say the bad word, but don't keep giving people opportunity after opportunity to mess you over. If you see that something's not working out, walk away the first time. Again, even if it's a job, if it's a job that you don't like and you know that it's going to drain you, walk away. That is another thing I learned. The more chances you give people, the more you make people feel comfortable enough to disrespect you, talk to you any kind of way, even these jobs, the more chances you give them to mess you over, they're going to take every chance that you give them. They're not going to be like, okay, she gave me another chance, so let me do right this time. Most of the time when you give people multiple chances, I have no idea what that is, but I'm sorry. Most of the time when you try to give people multiple chances, they tend to act okay for a few days, but then they be right back to doing the same stuff they was doing. It's the same thing with these jobs. You got a supervisor who's a bitch. Excuse my language, but you got a supervisor who's a bitch. You have given her countless times to understand that you're not the one. Thank you so much. I like your hair. Thank you. The topic for the night is lessons that I learned in my 20s. Is that what was that? Hard lessons that I learned in my 20s. I think that's a gnat. I live in the South. They everywhere. Hard lessons that I learned in my 20s. And you guys can share some lessons that you have learned, even if you're not in your 20s, or even if you're older and you had some lessons that you learned in your 20s, like I will never do that shit again. I will never ever do that again. So this is another thing. Walk away the first time. Don't keep giving people opportunities to mess you over, to screw you over. Thank you so much. Another lesson that I learned was it's okay to say no. I wasn't taught this as a child, and I'm just being honest. This is a very transparent platform. You're not gonna get on here and everything. This is not a platform that's gonna be sugar, spice, and everything nice every day. Because the problem is not big. We are too small. Where are you? Where have you been, miss? I have been missing. I have been missing. I'm so glad you're on here. Thank you guys for joining. The problem is not big. We are too small. You can't handle that. You got to put it in God's hands. You got to put it in God's hands. Oh, I love y'all too. That's so sweet. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. But I did not learn this as a child. I was not taught to be okay with saying no. This is something that I teach my children on a consistent basis. I teach them by leading by example. I have a son. My son is always asking me for money. No. The answer's no. So, like, for the most part, if you don't need it, and I feel like if you haven't earned it, the answer's no. The answer's no. I am not an ATM. Glad to see you healthy and well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad to see you healthy and well. So it's okay to say no. So 3 lessons I've given you so far is follow your first mind, learn how to walk away, My daughter did. We took them out in like 2 hours. Learn how to walk away. It's okay to say no. Learn how to tell people no. If you don't want to do something, no. I got them from America's Best. I live in Georgia, so I don't know if it's anywhere else. But so another thing that I learned is losing people is a part of growth. You are human. You have the right to have your opinion, and everyone can have one, and you're beautiful and smart and amazing. Thank you so much. You're right. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. That is very true. But losing people is a part of growth. I did not realize that. Y'all, I'm gonna get through the lessons and then I'm gonna come to the comments. I'm not ignoring y'all. I just want to stick to the topic for a little bit at least. I did not realize how much losing people was a part of growth. Like, I really didn't until I got older. Like, I used to have bad attachment issues. Bad attachment issues, to the point where, like, I would know somebody's not good for me, not right for me, and I would stay attached to them. Because I think growing up, I had abandonment issues as well. Those two things go hand in hand. And I'm not afraid to admit it, because I'm a growing person. I'm a work in progress, and I feel like I have done a lot of work on myself. So I do feel like at some point I had abandonment issues and I had attachment issues. So it was hard for me to let people go who I knew weren't right for me, simply because of the familiarity. Like, when you grow up in a toxic environment, when you grow up around people who aren't right for you, when people consistently show you that they don't have your best interest, and you still decide to show up for them the way they're not showing up for you, it's because of your issues. You have attachment issues, possibly. You possibly have abandonment issues. You probably have anxiety. All of those things go hand in hand. So I learned that losing people was just a part of your growth. If you're not losing anybody, if you're still staying attached to people who aren't good for you, you're not growing. What's the difference between love and affection? I feel like affection is more physical. Love, it's more spiritual. Somebody can love you and not show you any type of affection. That's just my personal opinion. Somebody can be affectionate towards you and not love you at all. I'm 30. I just turned 30 a few days ago. Okay, so another lesson that I learned in my 20s, y'all. This was a hard one for me. It took me years. It took me years to come to this realization that my parents are battling their own issues. This is for anybody who hasn't forgiven their parents for their childhood. Your parents are battling their own issues. Just because, and keep in mind, just because I'm saying you need to forgive somebody, it does not necessarily mean that you have to stay connected to them. Because sometimes people are extremely toxic for your alignment right now. You guys may come in contact with each other later on, but I will never tell anybody to stay connected to anything that's toxic to them. I don't care who it is. It could be your children. If you're an adult and you have children, you have adult children, and you feel like they don't appreciate you, or they are disrespectful, or they don't have your best interests, sometimes you have to sever that relationship for the time being until you guys can move past it. So that was something else that I had to learn, and that was one of the hardest lessons I have ever learned, because I wanted my parents to understand me so bad. So bad. So bad. I wanted my parents to be who I needed them to be, and I didn't realize that they were fighting their own battles. They were fighting their own battles. I have a moderator in here, so I'm going to leave it up to my moderator to eradicate anything that does not need to be in here. Hey, how are you? What do I do if my friends don't respect the fact that I'm Christian and they don't like the way I look? Those are not your friends. You need to get rid of them. First of all, anybody who doesn't respect your wishes, anybody who doesn't respect, the religion that you decide to subscribe to, because it would be different if your friends aren't Christian, but they understand that you are, so they don't try to force any negativity on you about Christians. But if somebody doesn't like the way you look, they're not your friend anyway. You're smart and wonderful. Everybody loves you. Don't think that you're ever going to be, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Every religion that doesn't cause harm needs to be respected. That's true. I mean, anything that doesn't cause harm needs to be respected. But everything has its pros. This is how I feel about religion, you guys. And I'm going to get off this subject and get back on topic. I just want to say this right quick. I'm not religious. I believe in God. But it's so many things that I take from different religions, and they all sum up to the same thing for me. Like, I believe in God. So whether a person is Muslim, Christian, Hebrew, whatever the case is, I don't disrespect people's religion simply because what works for you works for you. As long as it works for you, it doesn't have to work for me. Because guess what? What works for me works for me. That's just my take on religion in general. But so another thing that I learned, and this goes hand in hand with, it doesn't go hand in hand with your parents, but it's a lesson that I learned. Just because they are family does not mean you have to stay connected to them. Let me tell y'all something. Anybody who knows me knows I'm super family oriented. I love family events. Excuse me. I have had gatherings at my home. The birthday parties were always at my house. I think I had Thanksgiving at my house one year. I think I've had Thanksgiving more than one time at my house. Anyway, I'm super family oriented, so I always felt like I had to stay connected to my family, regardless of the relationship we had, regardless of the what is the word I'm trying to use? I got tongue tied. Regardless of how our relationship is going at the moment, I have felt like I had to stay tied to them, regardless of who it is. I have reached a point in my life where I don't care who you are. If you are bringing negative energy to my realm, if you are bringing negative energy of any sort to my environment, you will be eradicated. I don't care who you are. So I had to learn it in my 20s, and it didn't hit me until I was almost 30. It didn't hit me until like a month before my 30th birthday, where I just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be around anything that is detrimental to my success, detrimental to my growth, detrimental to my health, none of that. Because at the end of the day, wish you the best, girl. Thank you so much. At the end of the day, the bottom line is you have to do what's best for you. And so I had to realize that there was something that it took me a while to realize that. And I feel like people don't understand. A lot of people don't believe in certain stuff, but I do feel like when you hit certain ages, that's when you start stepping into who you're supposed to be. And for me, it was 30. Like, my 30th birthday was just like, okay, we've gotten rid of everything that doesn't need to be here. So I had to look back on my 20s, and I was like, you know what? I learned this lesson, this lesson, this lesson, this lesson. And also, I'm not saying that my lessons are done. That's not what I'm saying, because I feel like you grow every day, you learn something new every day. But I'm just sharing with y'all some stuff that I learned in my 20s. That way, again, if you're in your 20s, this may help you. You are not alone. I too have experienced this. So let's just do a recap so far. Follow your first mind, 1. 2, walk away after the first time. Learn how to use the door. Learn how to walk away from things that don't benefit you. If they are causing you harm, if they are bringing negativity to you, learn how to walk away from them. Because if you don't walk away from them, you are choosing to stay in the middle of toxicity. And when you choose to stay in the middle of toxicity becomes the norm for your life. It becomes the norm. You wake up and you be like, I remember dealing with people who wake up just in a negative mood. And I'm like, I had to tell myself, you're choosing this, because you can cut these people off. You can stop talking to these people. You might miss them, true enough, but your life is going to get 10 times better. So another thing, it's okay to say no. Learn how to say no to people. I had the hardest time telling people no, and I would end up in situations where I knew if it was the other way around, the person would not do it for me. You never know what somebody's going through. And a lot of people, they be like, oh, you pretty, you pretty. I would have never thought you were going through XYZ. You never know what somebody's going through. Ever, ever, ever behind closed doors. Another thing, what did I say? Follow your first mind, walk away. It's okay to say no. Losing people is a part of growth. This is for anybody who's just joining. These are some lessons that I learned, and you guys may can implement this in your life. If you can't, excuse me, let it fly. Don't be in here being a negative Nancy just because it's not for you. Keep it trucking. It's okay to spend time alone. I skipped over that. How did I skip over that? That was one of the, I've been spending so much time by myself. I literally live in a bubble, okay? I live in a bubble. Literally. I go to work from home. I work from home. I go pick up my kid, come home, and just chill at home. I literally live in a bubble. My friends know, the very few friends that I have, they know that I am not the person to call if you want to go to the club. Not going. Listen, there better not be no white stuff on my lip. Because y'all, I know good and well y'all ain't sitting here and ain't told me I got white stuff on my lip. So, it's okay to spend time alone. Now, this is a very touchy one for me. But when I tell y'all, spending time alone, spending time by yourself, getting to know yourself, doing the things that you like in the comfort of your own home, going places that you like to go, and you don't have to worry about anybody trying to instill negativity into you because you're deciding to go there. Again, even the club. If the club is your preference, that's cool. That's you. Excuse me. That's not my preference. I'm more of a park girl. I'm more of a pickleball. I love pickleball. I want to learn how to play golf. I like reading books, those type of things. I like eating different things. I like trying different food. I'm not a club girl. I stopped clubbing when I was like 20, 21. I haven't been to the club. I think the last time I went to the club was when Lil Baby was shooting. When they was shooting at the club. Nope, not for me. Not coming back. Won't do it anymore. I learned that at a very young age. The club wasn't for me. It was just something I was doing to try to fit in with the people that I was hanging with. And once I learned that I don't have to fit in, I'm different, and that's what makes me unique, all that stopped. So spending time by yourself is definitely important, especially if you're trying to elevate. I know you guys see a lot of people on YouTube, you know, like with videos talking about like solitude and stuff like that. Trust me when I say they're not lying to you. Take it from me if you don't take it from anybody else. Just spending time with yourself, getting to know yourself, it weeds out a lot of stuff. It weeds out a lot of people. You get fed up with ignorance really fast because you understand that I can go in the house and I can watch a movie by myself. That's it. So another thing that I learned, and this is just for the girls. This is just for the women, excuse me. You deserve, and you know what? I'm not even gonna make this gender specific. You deserve to be treated like royalty. I'm gonna change that. I'm not gonna say you deserve to be treated like a queen, princess, blah, blah, blah. You deserve to be treated like royalty. If you're around people who don't value your presence, if you're around people who don't treat you like royalty, because guess what? I'm somebody, I feel like I treat people like royalty. I'm always at your beck and call. I'm always giving compliments. If I got it, you got it. It's simple stuff that make people feel like royalty. I don't mean like I should be, oh, your highness, your highness. I don't mean that. So you deserve to be treated like royalty. The more you believe in yourself, the more you start surrounding yourself with people who believe in you too. And you'll believe in them as well. Other than that, we don't have time to be around people who don't treat us like such. Because at the end of the day, why are you around people who treat you like less value than you feel like you are? If you don't, no, you need to value yourself more. Because how do you expect somebody else to value you if you don't value you? How do you expect for somebody to treat you a certain type of way if you don't even believe that you deserve that type of treatment? That's why with me, access is very limited. What is your opinion on parents cussing at their kids, and do you think cussing is something someone should be saying? I'm a cusser, so my opinion is if it come out, it come out. Like sometimes I cuss, sometimes I don't. But I feel like we live in a world where people they make cussing seem so bad, but they do other things. Like everybody has their vices, and for you, it might not be cussing. You know, you can practice that with your kids, not cussing. I can't tell you what works for you, but I'm gonna cuss sometimes. I'm a cusser. I mean, what's your favorite cuss word? Y'all petty. Another thing, everybody won't like you. Never stop showing up as yourself, regardless of who does not like it. Hear me out when I say this. Never stop showing up as yourself, regardless of who does not like it. It does not matter what they don't like. You are responsible for you. You have to like you. It doesn't matter who doesn't like you. The minute you start caring about people not liking you is the minute you start showing up as somebody you're not. The minute you start caring about whether such and such likes you or not, you start being an imposter. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to show up as yourself. Everybody is not going to like you. You're not going to be everybody's strawberry shortcake. It is okay. This is something that I had to learn because I was so busy trying to show up as somebody that people liked. I was losing myself. I was not being who I wanted to be because I was too busy trying to be who they wanted me to be. And I'm like, no, this is me. Like, it got to the point in my life where I was like, this is me. You either like it or you don't. The bottom line. And that's how I feel making content. When I'm making content and I read the comments sometimes, I'm like, if you don't like it, get off. It's simple. You make it hard when you stay places that you don't like. Or you stay tied to people that you don't like. Watching me, knowing you don't like me, it's only going to give you a headache. Because I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass. Honestly. So, another thing that I learned is everybody does not deserve access to you. And somebody might say, you just learned this in your 20s? Yes. Because guess what? I was a people person at one point in time. Like, speaking to everybody, hey, even people that looking at me crazy, hey, smiling at them. But now I just be ready to book like, hey, the fuck you looking at? You looking at me crazy, I'm gonna look at you back crazy. But no, seriously, limit the access. The more access people have to you, the less they value you. Unless it's somebody who you are intimate with and y'all have a strong, intimate connection and y'all can't go a day without talking to each other, that's different. But people who feel like they have a lot of access to you, they don't value you. You don't give them any room to miss you. Or people who have done you wrong, people who disrespect you, people who talk about you behind your back, people who don't show up for you. No, they don't need access to you. Why are you giving them access to you? They don't need it. These jobs, somebody die in your family, they tell you got to come back to work the next day. I know. Somebody's on here saying, well, I need my job, so I got to kiss ass for now. I get it. I understand. We've all been there. Most of us have. But limit the access to you. If you don't want to talk on the phone, don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone and sit on the phone with somebody who you don't want to talk to. If you don't want to go somewhere, don't go to make somebody else feel good. No, if you want to stay in the house, stay in the house. Limit the access. Another thing, and this is for women. This is for women. And somebody said, teach me. Garson said, teach me. Listen, I'm going to be doing a class, y'all. I promise I am. I'm going to be doing a class. So you guys need to send me an email if you want to get in the class, and you guys can share your stories. You guys can share your stories and you can ask me questions. You can talk about what you want to talk about. that's on that topic. You guys can talk about what you want to talk about that's on that topic. So I'm going to get that prepared, and so by Sunday I will have that established for everybody who wants to join the class. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to be talking about childhood trauma. It's going to be fun. But I feel like, if you're somebody who feels like you need to work on yourself, this would be a good class for you. If you're somebody who feels like you just need exposure, engagement, and you just need to get somebody else's opinion on what you're experiencing, this is going to be a good class. Okay. So another thing, again, like I said, this is for women. Your feminine energy is for you first and foremost. And let me elaborate on this a little bit before I move on to the next hard lesson that I've learned. Your feminine energy is for you first and foremost. It's not automatically for a man. The reason why I say this is because if you're somebody who's trying to bask in your feminine energy and you're basing it off of getting a man, keeping a man, manipulating a man, convincing a man of something, it's never going to work out for you. You're going to fall out of that easily because you're not basking in that energy for you. You're not romanticizing your life for you. Now, keep in mind, I never said that men don't enjoy femininity. I said it's for you first and foremost. It's a big difference. You got to listen. You got to listen to understand, not listen to respond. Okay? So when I say your feminine energy is for you, the things that you do for yourself, the way you work on yourself, it should be for you before anybody else. That way, when you guys aren't dealing with each other anymore, when you have chose to go your separate ways, if that ever happens, you still have that energy attached to you. It's not going to leave with that person because you didn't attach it to them, you attached it to yourself. And another thing that I want y'all to understand is when it comes to, this is something that I learned, in my 20s when it comes to this type of energy. Silence is golden. Silence is golden. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. If you can't communicate in a healthy way, wait. Give yourself time, even if you have to, excuse me, y'all. Thank you so much. Even if you have to, I don't know why I'm burping. I think I ate a banana. But even if you have to take some time, even if you have to communicate like, hey, this is bothering me. I need some time to take this in. Communicate that. Don't just jump off the deep end. Also, I wouldn't even say this is a hard lesson. This is a good one, y'all. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a gem. What's up, Dollface? How y'all doing? This is a gem. And I learned this in my 20s as a woman. This is for women. And I know some of the men are going to agree with this because it's a good one. I feel like it's a lot of feminine coaches out here. People are teaching this, that, and the third. This is no shade towards anybody. Thank you. I love my hair. I just took some braids out. But instead of pointing the finger when you're dealing with a man, when you're communicating with a man, instead of pointing the finger, speak from your heart. And start your sentences with I feel. Because just because you feel that way does not make it valid. So instead of saying you made me feel this way, you say I feel. I feel like blah, blah, blah. Or connect, like this is something else. This is gonna be, I'm gonna talk about this in a separate live too, but I just gotta share this because it's a gem. Your feminine energy is connected to your heart. It's connected to your body, not your head. And somebody can say, oh, you learned that from somebody else, blah, blah, blah. I learned this from myself. I learned this. Don't get me wrong, I have watched videos, I have listened to people, I have read books, blah, blah, blah. But I truly learned this connecting to myself. connecting to the way that I was feeling in the inside. So if something's bothering me, I listen to my body and try to stay out of my head. No, that is not considered witchcraft. I feel like a lot of stuff that women do, people may consider tied to witchcraft because it's emotional. It's. I feel like trying to manipulate a man with your feelings is witchcraft. So if you know you're not feeling a certain type of way, and you like, I got a feeling inside of me, and you're trying to manipulate somebody or trying to convey somebody, yes, that's witchcraft to me. But if you really feel this way, if you connect to your body and you ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling right now? Before you respond, before you say anything, what am I feeling right now? And you open your mouth and you say what you're feeling. I don't get into the I don't get into that. I don't get into all that because at the end of the day, it's a religion just like everything else. I feel like everything has good and bad to it. Not judgmental, not here to judge. Do what you gotta do. Do what work for you. And so that's, again, your feminine energy is for you. Focus on I feel statements. Stay away from the blame game when you're dealing with men. When you're dealing with men, stay away from the blame. That's it, that's all. For that particular subject. Oh, why you say that? Oh, just join. She sounds okay, so truth teller, for those of you who are just joining, I'm gonna do a quick recap at the end. So make sure if you have time, you guys stay to the end. I'm almost finished, y'all. I'm almost finished. So another thing is, this is another one, complaining. Stay away from the complaining. I'm telling you, men do not like when you complain. Let me tell you something. I learned this. Before you start complaining, like if you got a man, tell your man you love him first. Baby, I love you. Something's bothering me. I feel XYZ. Not, baby, I love you, but I think you was blah, 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 blah. They don't like rah-rah at all. So another thing, this is for the women. It's okay to be a woman who compliments other women, and it's okay to be inspired by other women. I learned this in my early 20s simply because growing up, and I'm not saying this to be bragging. I'm saying this from a very truthful standpoint. I'm from Georgia. I'm saying this from a very truthful standpoint. A lot of females, I feel like they were inspired by me. Even me, I was inspired by certain females, but the females who were inspired by me, who came off as a hater just because they didn't want to be like, you know, I like your shirt. I was really inspired by what you, because I used to do a lot of stuff. I used to be in plays. My mom, she used to keep me up. Like, she had my hair done all the time. So it was certain things about me that they were inspired by. But instead of communicating that, they chose to be haters. So it kind of put me in a shell where even if I liked something that a girl had on, or even if I was inspired by her outfit or her hair, I was kind of ashamed to tell her. But as I got older, I learned that it's okay to be a girl's girl. It's okay to be somebody who compliments other women. It's okay to tell somebody that you're inspired by them. It's okay to tell somebody that they motivate you. You know, certain stuff like that. Like, those things are okay. And I feel like, y'all, me and my friends, like, one of my friends, well, I'm not gonna say one of my friends, but me and a couple of my friends, like, we always do this, and it's top tier. Like, anything she got going on, or my other friend, she got going on, like, I probably send her a long message and be like, I'm so happy, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. I really love you. I pray that God keep showing up in your life. Like, certain things, it make you just be like, you know what? Be who you are at your core. If you try to be anybody else, it's not going to work out for you. Exactly. Spreading positivity will make you feel better also. When you spread positive, when you be positive towards people, expression is very positive to me. Especially, I feel like when you learn that you can express yourself positively, you look better, you feel better, you show up as a better person in people's lives. Whoever life you in, you show up as a better person. So me and my friends do this all the time, and I really appreciate it because I weeded out the people who weren't doing this in my life, And it feels so much better because I've attracted new people in my life and they show up for me like this. And I show up for them like that. Like, we just have a positive connection. I feel like it's a big difference between connections and attachments as well. Why do you think, like, when you hear the word, like, okay, in psychology, attachment issues, they don't say connection issues, attachment issues. Because when things connect, they connect. When you are attached to something, it can easily be pulled apart. The attachment is just, I don't know how to explain it. I haven't reached that point of communication yet, but y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, another thing. Oh, that last one is gonna be good. Wait a minute. Let me. This one is for men and women. Romanticize your life. Okay? Romanticize it. I don't care if you are a man on here right now. Truth Teller put the laughing face. Romanticize your life. Y'all see this little cute headband I got on? It's the reason why I got it on. I love the colors in it, and I feel like it complements me well. This little cute necklace that I got on, I feel like it's a beautiful necklace. If you're a man and you love cologne, that's fine. If you love certain colors, that was my little laugh. Like, this one gonna be good. This one gonna be good. But and y'all men gonna love this one. Cause I feel like women are not communicating this. All these channels. Are you bored? I'm very bored. All these channels on here, they don't be sharing this. But the laugh got me. Romanticize your life. Let me tell you something. Even if you're a guy, if you want to buy yourself flowers, go buy yourself some flowers. I don't care what nobody tell you. If you feel like you deserve your flowers, go get you some flowers. Go get you some. Yes, they are. I cannot see it all. Go get you some cologne. If you feel like you need to take a bubble bath and what? No, miss. Okay. Well, whatever it is that you like, go get it for yourself. Even if it's buy myself new sneaks is equivalent to getting flowers. Look, y'all like, okay, she done tried it. Okay, go buy yourself some new sneakers. Go buy yourself some cologne. Go clean out your car. Go get your car detailed. Go get you a haircut. Get you a facial. It's okay. Let me not say flowers. Facial. It's okay to get you a facial. Go get you a massage. Females, go get your hair done. Buy you some pink accessories. Whatever your color is. It doesn't have to necessarily be pink, but just romanticize your life. Do everything in a romantic way. I don't care what nobody tell you. This is a gem. This is a gem. When you do everything like in a romantic way, the way you talk, looking in the mirror, you get out the shower, you wrap that towel around, you romanticize it. You cutting the bananas up in the kitchen, eat them in a romantic way, even if nobody's around. It's just something about it, okay? It's just something about it that makes you feel like you on top of the world, even if nobody's around. You start feeling like the person, whoever your person is, if you decide that you want a person, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, such and such gonna love me, or she gonna love me, or he gonna love me, because you're starting to romanticize your life. It's simple. Cologne. Who don't love cologne? Afrocentric. Hello. That's the correct word. Look, I'm rolling. I like her. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I just look like this. I'm funny, down to earth, very transparent, very understanding. I take criticism extremely well. I'm just being honest. Like, if I ever get on here and say something crazy, all you gotta do is be like, nah, sis, I don't agree with that now. You tripping with that one, because I'm open to different opinions. Everybody's different. We all have similarities. Not her, him, peoples. We all have similarities. But listen, another thing is, this is the last one. This is a good one. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? No, he was saying he likes me. We know you're a male. I can tell by your name that you're a male. This is the last one. Men fall in, this is for the ladies, but I know a lot of men are going to agree with this. Men fall in love with what they see. This goes hand in hand with romanticize your life. This was for the ladies, but it's for men too, to romanticize your life. But as far as ladies go, men fall in love with what they see, meaning you should always show up as your best self. If you know that you gonna put on some makeup to go to work, you cannot be at home around your man in your sweatsuits. Like in your sweats with your hair tied up, looking like a bum. But when you go to work, you're gonna put your makeup on. Make it make sense. If you know that I feel like this. If you're a woman who works, this is just me. You can agree, you can disagree, but I'm just being honest. I feel like if you're going to show up looking your best self, try to romanticize my life, got called like a brother on both attempts. Y'all are funny. Feel good, look good. But I say this to say, we have a tendency to show up looking our best self for people at work. We put on clothes to go outside. But when you in the house with your man, you got your bonnet on. Take that bonnet off and do your hair. If you're gonna wear that bonnet, wear it outside. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to look my best at all times. Unless it's time to go to bed, but as soon as I get up, that bonnet is coming off. Hi from Egypt. Hello. Hi, that bonnet is coming off. A lot of ladies might not agree with this, but it's true. If you're going to show up for because it just gives, I got a work boyfriend. That's what it gives. It gives, I want the world to see me looking my best, but I don't want you to see me looking my best. Just a little bit. A little bit. I can speak Arabic just a tiny tad bit. That's what it gives. If you're a female and you show up your best looking self everywhere else, you better do it for that man too. Because men fall in love with what they see. They might not tell you, but I'm going to tell you. He see you looking raggedy, he gonna be like, what the hell? Damn, you can go to work looking cute, but you can't even be at home looking cute, and I'm the one pay the bills up in here? You walking around with me with some sweatpants on, but then when you go to work, you got on these tight ass jeans. Showing everything your mama gave you. Listen to me. You may get offended by this. Complacent at its finest. You may get offended by this, but I'm telling you, it's going to help you in the long run. Baby, get up and do your hair. Get up and do your hair. Just because it's Saturday and y'all ain't got nowhere to go, don't mean you can just lounge around the house. Because guess what? Come Monday, you getting up doing that makeup at 5:30. You ain't got to be to work till 8 o'clock, but you up at 5:30 doing your makeup. And he got to see you looking raggedy all weekend. Make me mad. And I ain't even him. Okay, so I told you guys to stay to the end because that was the good one I had. No, I'm not in New York. I'm in Georgia. That was the good one I had. And women fall in love with what they hear. That's why we be so caught up on the stuff that y'all tell us, because we fall in love with what we hear. This is our love language. I don't really go for the whole love language thing. I just be like, do you, be you. I'm not really caught up in like worldly things, if to say. Like, I feel like for me, I'm going to try to be an all around the board type person. Like touch, talk, like I'm not gonna go in detail, but I try to be an all around the board type person. I don't like people who just try to show up in one area. So I say that, true enough, that women fall in love with what they hear, but I'm more of an action person. I do appreciate kind words, but you don't have to tell me I'm pretty every day. Like, I grew up hearing that. So I'm not a person who is like, well, you didn't tell me I was pretty today. You didn't tell me my shirt looked nice today. You didn't tell me that you like my shoes. Baby, you didn't tell me that you like my hair. Like, I don't be caring because I know I look good. And I know you know I look good. I can tell by the way you're looking at me. So I'm just not, I can't say that as far as the fall in love with what they hear. It doesn't work on me. Again, so let's go over everything that I have went through. And I'm going to come back. I don't think when I'm gonna come back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so goofy. I ain't gonna lie, I might come back tonight. Let me see. I got another one. Actions speak more than words. Shoot your ass. Somebody can tell you anything. I can sell you a dream all day long, but are my actions lining up with that dream? Sorry, my phone went dead. Are my actions lining up with that dream I just told you? Because you're going to get in the dream and wake up in the middle of the dream like Shawty was lying. But I think I'm going to do another live. What time is it? Because I might just do it. If you come back tonight, I'll be here. I'm going to do another live tonight. What time y'all going to bed? Get your ass out here. I done told you I don't know how to speak Arabic now. Leave me the hell alone. I'm gonna do another live. I think I'm going to do like 3 lives a day until further notice. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. You know, I'm trying to get me a little YouTube check. But no, seriously. I'm gonna come back tonight, y'all. So let's just go. Let's do a quick recap of what I said tonight. And I also think you gonna be asleep. You must be Jamaican. Mia go sleep. You Jamaican or something? You speaking patois? Somebody teach me some patois. Okay. So no. I got on my grandma clothes. I ain't doing no fit check. No, I'm just kidding. Lessons I learned in my early 20s. Hard lessons. Cause some of these months was hard. I've been through a few situations. And I lost a lot of weight in some of them situations. I was skin and bones, depressed, not caring about myself, okay? So let me just go through them. Follow your first mind. Let me tell you, I had a Honda. I let somebody talk me into selling my Honda. My Honda. Follow your first mind. I think I got a little, you probably can see it a little bit. Anyway, I ride horses. If you go through my shorts, you see that I'm low-key an equestrian, but I'm a cowgirl, okay? I'm not an equestrian, I'm a cowgirl. Anyway, so I got bucked off of a horse. You know what, let me stop lying to y'all. I got off of him because I was scared. I thought he was gonna throw me forward. Yes, a Honda. I had somebody talk me into selling my Honda, and I ended up with a little Chevy. I knew not to sell my car though. I just was not listening to myself. So that was my first lesson when I got on here. Follow your first mind. Stop listening to people who don't know what the hell they be talking about. Okay? Second thing. Walk away. Oh, I broke my wrist. That's how I ended up with a broken wrist. Not listening to myself, not following my first mind. That damn horse told me he did not want me to get on him. I still got on him, and he was like, okay, you want to play? We're going to play today. Now I'm finna just until you get off. Yeah. I done had plenty of other situations where I didn't follow my first mind, but this just one. 2, excuse me. Walk away. Learn how to use the door. Go out the door. Look at it. Anytime somebody disrespecting you, or you don't like the way something is going, look at the door and say, you know what? This motherfucker work. And I can walk out of it at any given time. The longer I sit here, I'm choosing to sit here. I'm choosing to stay stuck in this toxic ass environment that I don't want to be in. Use the door. It got a handle on it. Use it the first time. Don't keep letting people disrespect you, because people make a habit out of doing that when they feel like you're not gonna do anything. It's just like the bully on the playground. They feel like you ain't gonna do nothing, so they keep bullying you. The minute you tear their ass up, they start looking the other way. Oh, come on, first class. First class. Okay, another one. It's okay to say no. I'm just doing a recap of all the lessons that I have learned. Maybe you ain't learned them. Maybe you have. I don't know. But if it don't apply, let it fly. Pum. With Truth Teller. He said he coming to Atlanta. Let it fly with him. To New York. Don't bring that shit here. Not you. I'm just saying in general. Losing people is a part of growth. Let me tell y'all something. I just learned this year. I used to be a sad one. Sad. Let me tell y'all, I got a few family members that I was so sad about. So sad. Sometimes I do give chances. You right. I do. I ain't even gonna sit on here and act like I don't. I be giving multiple chances. That's why I'm sitting on here telling y'all this, because these the hard lessons I done learned, because I done gave multiple chances. But you know what? That all stopped when I turned 30. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Since I turned 30, I don't know what happened. One of my friends was like, I went through like a Saturn return. But since I turned 30, I just be like, who the hell you talking to? You talking to me? Oh no, you can't be talking to me. Let's just go on and get you out of there. Yeah, I grew. I definitely grew. That's why I said these hard lessons, these growing pains. Your parents, this is another lesson I learned. Your parents are going through their own things. I'm in a season of solitude right now. I am not talking to my parents. And it may be temporary, who knows, but I'm just spending a lot of alone time right now because I have experienced a lot of things. I'm not going to go into detail. If you guys want to join my class, I will definitely be more than glad to share those things, but I'm not going to share them on this platform. I do have another platform that I am going to start talking on, but I'll share those things in a class because I'm not the only person that has experienced those things, but I do feel like I can help people navigate through the healing process after experiencing certain things. So I'm in a season of solitude right now. I'm really kind of spending some time alone. Hold up, y'all, because a sister got to fix her. And I got to get my notebook. I'm really just spending some time alone, getting to know myself, getting to know my kids. Anyway, another thing is it's okay to be alone. I just said this. It's okay to be alone. The more time you spend with yourself, the more time you spend alone, you get to know yourself. You get to know aspects of yourself that you can't get to know if you have loud noises around you. If you drown all of your issues out with liquor, weed, blah, blah, blah. I don't smoke, I don't drink. So it's easy for me to drown out noise because I don't have concoctions preventing me from doing so. And I'm not judging anybody that smokes or drink. Do what works for you. It just doesn't work for me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, no, can't do it. Anyway, another thing is just because they are family does not mean you have to stay connected to them. What do I mean when I say this? I know I iterated this, but I'm going to reiterate it. Just because somebody is related to you does not mean you have to stay connected to them. When you stay connected to people, regardless of their role in your life, you open the door for them to take advantage of you. Oh, well, you know, my sister's not going to stop talking to me because that's my sister. She's not going to stop talking to me. I'm going to cut you the fuck off. I stopped since I met you. Hey, I'm the voice. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop. Another thing is everybody won't like you. Everybody won't like you. Don't matter. They don't have to like you as long as you like, yeah. They don't have to like you. On my life, I'm gay too. Well, that ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta do what work for you. Y'all be acting weird in here. We don't care. Another thing is everybody does not deserve access to you. My day was amazing. Elsie, how was yours? My days are always amazing. Another thing is everybody won't like you. Did I say that? Oh, I did say that. Everybody doesn't deserve access to you. Let me reiterate this too. Everybody does not deserve access to you. Stop letting people in your life that don't deserve it. Stop telling people your business that don't deserve it. You don't have to share everything. You don't have to overshare things. You don't have to communicate with people that you don't want to communicate with. Everybody doesn't deserve access to you. If somebody fucked you over one time, you don't have to keep allowing them the access to keep doing the same thing. They have showed you one time what they're going to do. Why do you keep letting them do it? I'm talking to myself as well. Okay. Another thing, I got another channel. It's in the algorithm. Maybe we could go live sometimes. For sure. The more we build our circle, the more we enjoy it. But at the same time, it's good to meet new people, but you have to know who you let into your life. That is very true, Elsie. You definitely have to. It's nothing wrong with meeting new people and connecting with new people, but you definitely have to make sure you gauge who you're allowing in your life. That's why, like, that whole, I don't get into like celebrity talk, but as far as like the whole Cam Newton situation, everybody was talking about how he made the lady wait to meet his kids, blah blah blah. I really don't know the situation, but I'm just going to say this: nobody has to let you meet their kids until they are ready to let you meet their kids. Nobody has. If you're somebody that don't have kids, you don't have to date nobody with kids. I wish that people would stop trying to convince people to do stuff they don't want to do. That's it, that's all. And maybe he learned his lesson from his kids. Maybe he learned his lesson from those kids. Like, okay, I keep making the same mistake. What can I do to do something else? I don't know. This is just my perspective on it. Anyway, I got another channel. I be needing different perspectives on stuff. Also, again, like I said, I'm going to start a Zoom class. So if you guys want to get in the Zoom class, you can get in there. We can bounce ideas off of each other. Email me for sure. Another thing, this is for the women. Your feminine energy should be for you first and foremost. I'm just reiterating some things that I already went through. Your feminine energy should be for you first and foremost. If you are not feminine by the time you want to connect with a man, I'm not going to say that you're not going to be feminine, but if you are basking more in your masculine energy, meeting a man is not going to make you be feminine. It might bring some of the femininity out of you, but it's not going to make you be feminine. That's something that you should be doing for yourself. And I'm telling y'all, that's why I said I need to be doing a class, because I'm going to teach younger girls this, or I'm going to teach women in general this. You should be doing this for yourself. You should be working on this type of stuff before you try to connect with a man. That way, if you and that man don't work out, you don't lose yourself, because you have poured so much into trying to be somebody that you're not. Do it before he gets there. Nest. Do you know what nesting is? I do. Another thing is, it's okay to be a woman that's inspired by other women. This applies to men as well. A lot of these things, they're just on my paper as a woman because I'm a woman. But it's okay to be inspired by other people. That's okay. That's totally fine. What you don't want to do is idolize somebody. That's totally different from being inspired. One last thing. Men fall in love with what they see. If you are a woman who does her makeup, if you are a woman who gets dressed up, make sure you are doing that for your man as well. Don't be doing it for Bob, your supervisor at work, because if you are, your man need to leave you because you like Bob. He don't need to come over here, but he need to leave you because you like Bob. You got a work boyfriend, and he didn't hear it here. Okay. Oh, the last one. Matter of fact, put the icing on the cake. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Romanticize your life. Be sure that you, let me show y'all the definition of what I mean when I say romanticize your life. Y'all see this pink book? I am a girly girl. I love polka dots. I love cute headbands. I love cute jewelry. I love gel pens. These are things that make me romanticize my life. Now, y'all gonna have to get with me on my Patreon. Y'all gonna have to get with me in a paid class for me to go more in depth about romanticizing my life or your life. I'm not going to do it on here for free. You're not gonna be able to go to YouTube and type my name in and see me romanticizing anything for free. You gotta catch me behind the paywall. I can go into detail about romanticizing your life. Okay, so that is all for the night, you guys. I did say I was gonna go live. I'm tired. What time is it? I don't see the time. Somebody tell me the time so I can get off here. Okay, that's all I have for the night. I think I'm going to go live in the morning. So catch me in the morning, okay? Yeah. See you guys later. Have a good night. Morning, afternoon, wherever you are.